Wait, it's how long until the next season? Well, that's bullshit. All right, The Good Place Season 3. Quick little bit of housekeeping. I missed the latest episode of Gotham. I had some technical issues. I'm going to do a double review next week when that rolls around. I think the other thing I'll mention, I'll stop. The Good Place Season 3, tiny bit of housekeeping real quick. First, I had technical issues. I was not able to record my review for the most recently aired episode of Gotham. Next week, I'm just going to do a double review so I don't have to rework my entire schedule for the rest of the week. So, moving on from that, before I get into it, let me say this. If you have not seen The Good Place, it is impossible to talk about Season 3 without in some way spoiling the first two seasons, even before I get into spoilers for Season 3 itself. So you really should be caught up on the show, and actually you should be caught up on Season 3 as well if you're going to watch this, because I'm just going to talk about the whole thing. So, yeah, you have been warned. So, one thing I gotta say I am super impressed about with this show is its ability to completely blow up its status quo and start with a completely new premise and setting and sort of parameters every single season. 3 seasons in a row now, 2 status quo blow-ups. It's really impressive, and it's the sort of thing that normally I'd be paranoid about. I'd be like, they can't keep pulling this off, except that theoretically I would have said they couldn't even have pulled this off once, much less twice now over the course of 3 seasons. And also it helps that from what I've heard, Michael Schur has said he has a definitive end game in mind. I couldn't find a direct quote from him. I've heard some people say he's going to do 5 seasons. I can't find a direct quote from him confirming that, but I did find quotes from him saying that he knows where this is going. So that, plus the goodwill that the first 3 seasons have built up, yeah, I'm not too worried about where things go from here. Though I'll talk a little bit more about that, I think, towards the tail end when I get to the end of the season. So, overall, this season, taking place on Earth, our characters alive again, at least for a while, trying to get things to work out for them, and Michael really trying his darndest, and the bad place trying to trip them up every possible step of the way. I think if I was going to compare this to the other 2 seasons, I probably put it at the bottom, but not because it's bad. It's really good. I think the thing is that because it's set on Earth, it lacks a little bit of that just fantastical nature, I guess, since the first one took place in, what we thought was the good place, and then the second one took place in what we knew to be the bad place. And now, just to be on Earth, the setting is a little less inherently interesting, but the situation is still interesting, and the characters are still great. So, I mean, it still works. It's not, it wasn't until I finished the season I actually thought, how would I rank this? And I thought, I guess it's the bottom season, but that's a weird thing for me to say because I have really enjoyed it, and I think that speaks a heck of a lot to how strong this show has been even prior to this and up to this point. The characters are all great, and when I did my video about just rambling about why I love this show anyway, I'll do a little link up there for that. I talked about all these characters and why they are fantastic, and they're all still great. We also get some nice work being done with some of the new characters or characters that we're getting to spend more time with. I feel like we got a bit more time with Sean, which I rather enjoyed. He's so smarmy. He's such a wonderfully hateable antaganist. I really like him a lot. And then there's we got to see Mindy and Derek again. I had been hoping we'd get that in there. That was really nice. We've got Chidi's girlfriend, whose name is suddenly escaping me. The one that he had on Earth for a little bit before he and Eleanor finally hooked up, for realsies. And but she was really good. I liked her a lot. She was super likable and just charming and fun, and she worked with Chidi really well. There's some bonkers episodes in this season too. I love the one in Janet's Void, where so you've got Janet portraying everybody, and I dug up some of the behind the scenes stuff, and it was awesome because they had all the actors play all the parts for the scenes, and then the actress who plays Janet do it again as them so that she could match their rhythm and their cadence and their line delivery. It's really amazing and super seamless. Like, about halfway through the episode, I kind of forgot all these people were being played by the same person. It was really well done, and Janet's kind of my favorite anyway. They are all great, though. They're all fantastic characters. And also, even though I do consider this, I think, the weak season, like, comparatively only, it's still great. It does have my single favorite moment so far in the show. And that's the whole Jeremy Bearimy explanation. Not only do I love that explanation of how time works, I love Chidi so much. Right? What the hell is this? This dot over the eye. What is that? And Michael tries to explain it, and just Chidi's face, that broke me. I'm done. And I mean, Liz could tell you, I've kind of adopted that a little bit, when I'm just like, nope, I'm out. I'm done. And it's so perfect. I actually showed that to Paul, he hasn't been on the show in a long time, and he just had another kid, so I don't know if we're ever going to see Paul again. But you go back to the other ones. He used to run my gaming group, and I actually showed him that clip and go, Paul, this is what it's like with you as the DM sometimes. I'm just like, I'm done. Love it. But, a lot of good stuff besides that. We got Trevor. Maya Rudolph really got some great stuff to do as the judge, so that was all really cool. It's a little bit slow to start this season. I think, as it's sort of laying out them trying to, work out what they're trying to do on Earth. I think things pick up once they basically catch Michael and Janet, with the door. But prior to that, it was still good. But it did take a little bit longer to kind of get going, especially if I were to compare it to, say, season 2, which really hit the ground running by showing us right in the first episode how often Michael had to keep resetting everything. I also really like how bittersweet the ending of this season is, with Chidi, with the choice being made to wipe Chidi's memory, just as he and Eleonora finally not only fallen for each other again, but have gotten comfortable with it. Eleanor and Chidi being comfortable around each other is really charming. And I'm actually surprised how much I like this, because normally the whole thing of characters, doing will they, won't they, then they get together, and then the show breaks them up. Normally that ticks me off, because it's like, well, you just want to try and recapture, that will they, won't they chemistry again after you decided to actually hook them up, and so you blew it up, and, this is stupid, this is practically a retcon, what was the point? But that's not the case here, so my normal objections that I'd have to this kind of thing don't apply, because it is played as a bittersweet note, and it doesn't feel like they're trying to reset to recapture that initial build of the relationship again. They're playing it for the sadness, and hopefully that'll track across season 4 as well. There's some other cool. I liked the glimpse at accounting and how all that worked. And the amazing thing, he's doing something no human has ever done, and it's not a weird sex thing. Oh yes, it is. Oh, all right then. That, I really like. The one with Doug was okay. I just felt like the joke of how miserable Doug's life was by the virtue of him trying to be a good person got hammered into the ground a little bit. But it was obviously very plot necessary. I feel like I'm nitpicking this a lot, and I don't know why. God, what is wrong with me? Why do I do that? How many points am I losing for the fact that I nitpick something that I love? I'm so going to the bad place. Oh, boy. So, yeah. Show's great. Show's great. Season was great. I'm surprised that I'm continuing to like the sort of push-pull between Janet and Jason, and I think largely because it's being used to develop Janet and have her continue to evolve, and that's being continually acknowledged as well, with her sort of like, yeah, I don't even know what I am anymore as I'm feeling all these things, and it's weird and it's messing me up, but it's also kind of cool. And actually, I really love her moment of her kind of her little pep talk that she gives Eleanor, right at the end, about how everything is chaos and it's pandemonium, but those things and the people and the relationships that you can hold on to, even if it's only for a little bit, is what grounds you, and it's what keeps you going. And that glimmer of feeling the connection even in all this chaos is something magical, and that was really great. I liked that a lot. That was a good sentiment. So I think I'll wrap it up there. It's really good. I really do like this show. I think it's definitely one of the smartest and best written shows currently airing. I don't want to say it's my favorite show currently airing, but boy, this thing's really great. The Good Place, Season 3. You seen it? What'd you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. A whole bunch of stuff we can do, because there's buttons, links. There's one to the Patreon. There's my P.O. boxes down there. A whole bunch of other links to check out besides. Give them a look if you feel like it. If you don't, that is okay, because at the end of the day, you are the council. I just run the meetings, and until next time, this council is adjourned.